everyone and welcome back to the United Students YouTube channel. My name's Sophia and today I'm going to be talking about my experience going 21 days plastic free. 3 weeks today I pledged with the Do Nation campaign to go 21 days without using any plastic. That is recyclable plastic and single-use plastics such as like food packaging and just those horrible plastics which like can't be recycled and have to be thrown away. The reason why I wanted to go plastic free was because I wanted to decrease my carbon footprint and just help the environment, try out a new lifestyle to be more eco and environmentally friendly and decrease my plastic waste. Plastic is such a destroying and damaging product because when plastic is produced it doesn't biodegrade for thousands of years and it breaks up into tiny little pieces which the animals digest and it pollutes the oceans, and it's just, everyone knows plastic is awful for the environment. I found out towards the end of this journey that recycling plastic uses more energy than making plastic, so to be environmentally friendly it mainly means to cut it out at the source instead of just recycling plastic, because even though it is good to recycle plastic it's still really damaging because it takes a lot of energy which then uses more fossil fuels and it just destroys the environment further. In the past I've already tried to go plastic free and live a more eco-friendly lifestyle. That meant I already have reusable bottles and reusable coffee cups, so when I'm out and about I don't have to go and purchase a water bottle or I don't have to buy a coffee from one of those disposable cups, because they're actually lined with plastic, which means they can't be recycled even though the outside is paper, which is really frustrating. But it also means that I have reusable straws and cutlery, so it means when I'm out and about I don't have to use disposable plastic forks because they get stuck in drains and they go into the sea. But when thinking about going plastic free, I first googled and Google mapped where my local stores were that sell products not wrapped in plastic and where I can buy my dry foods such as lentils and quinoa from a dispenser. That means I don't have to use any packaging and I can just use as much as I want. I actually found out that my local supermarket, which sells bulk food, is only a 15-minute cycle away, and enjoying this lovely sunshine we've been having the last 2 weeks has been perfect for cycling because it means that I don't have to rely on a lift from a housemate to go to Aldi where I usually buy my food. My biggest fear when starting this was being a student and a vegan and trying to go plastic free. There's a lot of preconceptions that it's going to be very expensive. Being a student and I want to be on an affordable budget, I was worried that this whole 3-week process would be really expensive and it wouldn't be efficient to use in my everyday lifestyle. However, one of the challenges I faced on this journey is that I've been spending a lot more time in the store reading what is biodegradable plastic and what is not biodegradable plastic and trying to search out for non-packaged items. It is a little bit less inconvenient than just going to the store and picking up what you want, but then you know that you're doing good and you're helping the environment, so it is worth it. And towards the 3rd week you got used to what was in plastic and what wasn't plastic and where everything was using a different store, which meant that you didn't waste as much time looking. However, the main benefit that I've found over the last 3 weeks is that even though I've been decreasing and not using plastic, I have also been trying to find new alternatives to be more eco-friendly. And the main thing which I have implemented in my lifestyle is filling up the kettle to what I need and not just to the top because it's easier. Because when filling up the kettle I usually just put on the tap, fill it up and just don't really take into consideration how much water I'm actually using and how much water I'm wasting. Whereas now I will fill up the kettle to the amount which I need. If I'm making a drink I'll put it to 1 cup, or if I'm boiling some pasta or lentils I'll fill it up to the amount of water that is needed. And this has meant that I've actually used a lot less water, which is also good for the environment. One thing which we've changed in the house is instead of putting the dishwasher on in the evening to ensure all the dishes are clean for the next day, we will leave the dishwasher and pack it fully, and if we need something then we'll wash it up individually, which has meant that we've used the dishwasher a lot less than what we have been. However, one thing I noticed when shopping at the bulk food stores, I actually have saved a bit more money than what I would have usually spent. In Aldi during the 1st week when I went shopping, I realised that a lot of the food they had there was wrapped in plastic, and the food which was loose such as the red bell peppers and bananas were actually a bit more expensive than the ones wrapped in plastics. In the 1st week I knew that it wasn't affordable to shop at big supermarkets. When starting off I didn't realise I could buy my lentils out of plastic, and even at the end of the 3 weeks it meant I haven't eaten tofu because I can't find anywhere that sells tofu not in plastic. So the main challenge I faced over the last 3 weeks was trying to find substitutes and alternatives to what I currently use and buy, and have to find alternative solutions to how I purchase and cook with different ingredients. Over the last 3 weeks, I've found and learnt that 40% of all plastic waste comes from food packaging. So my main goal over this process was to try and find realistic solutions to limit my plastic consumption through buying non-packaged food. However, one of the main drawbacks, which is probably a good thing for my health, is that it meant I haven't bought any junk food because all crisps and chocolate and sweets all come in plastic, which I already knew, but it meant that during the evenings when I get some sweet tooth cravings, I've had to make sweet treats like smoothies, or I've made cookies a few times instead of going for the already pre-made Skittles and chocolate. Despite wanting to not use plastic, there are a few things that I've had to buy which have plastic in, such as soy milk. Even though the cartons are recyclable, the little cap on top is made of plastic, which is a shame, but so far, even at the Unicorn grocery store where I buy my things non-packaged, it still has a little bit of plastic on, which isn't good. But comment down below if you know anywhere where I can purchase plant-based milk without any plastic. However, my overall experience with this journey is that shopping plastic-free doesn't actually have to be expensive. I currently live in Manchester, which means I have a lot more opportunities available to shop plastic-free, whereas when I was living in the countryside, all we had was the big supermarkets such as Tesco and Aldi, and there you can't buy anything in bulk, which means that you do have to buy things wrapped in plastic. So living in the countryside, I could imagine it being a lot harder to try and be plastic free, whereas in Manchester I have a lot more resources available so I can shop and purchase things more eco-friendly. So guys, I hope I've given you some inspiration and some tips and tricks on how to live plastic free. Thanks for watching.